Okay, hi again everybody. My name is David. I'm the founder of a company called INSIGHTS here on the South Peninsula of Cape Town. And in my first two videos I talked about the 5 core values of INSIGHTS, as well as our umbrella organization and the significance of what we call the MA space. But in this video, I would like to turn our attention to the UBUNTU Addictions Community Trust, which is a Section 18A public benefits organization registered in South Africa, and also talk about the 5 principles of Ubuntu and what they actually mean. So, the UBUNTU Addictions Community Trust, or the UBUNTU Academy of Coaching and Training, was founded by a simply wonderful man called David Collins, and it has since grown into a global organization dedicated to addressing addiction, substance use disorders, and mental health challenges, guided by principles of Ubuntu and servant leadership. The Ubuntu philosophy is a deeply rooted African worldview that emphasizes the interconnectedness of all people and the importance of community, compassion, and mutual respect. Originating from the Nguni Bantu languages of southern Africa, particularly among the Zulu and Xhosa peoples, Ubuntu is often summarized by the phrase, "I am because we are," or humanity towards others. It reflects a communal approach to life where individual well-being is intrinsically tied to the well-being of others. So, let's turn to the 5 core principles of Ubuntu. The first one is interconnectedness. Ubuntu stresses that individuals are part of a larger community and that humanity is defined through relationships with others. The second core principle is empathy and compassion. It encourages kindness, understanding, and prioritizing the needs of others. The third principle, coexistence and harmony. The philosophy promotes peaceful coexistence, tolerance, and shared responsibility for societal well-being. The fourth principle, we talk about shared resources. Ubuntu challenges individualistic notions of ownership, advocating for collective sharing and mutual support. The fifth and final principle, we talk about redemption and forgiveness. It emphasizes the community's role in helping individuals overcome mistakes and reintegrate into society. So applications of Ubuntu typically include social work, conflict resolution, and environmental action, and that Ubuntu extends to interconnectedness with nature, advocating for sustainable practices. When we consider its global influence, Ubuntu has transcended its African origins to inspire global movements for social justice, equality, and peace. It contrasts Western individualism by prioritizing communal values over personal achievements. So in essence, Ubuntu is not just a philosophy, but a way of living that calls for mutual respect, shared humanity, and collective growth. It teaches that one's humanity is enriched through relationships with others, making it a timeless guide for fostering unity and compassion in diverse contexts. So, in closing, my own inner guidance brought me to UACT as an organization just over 4 years ago. And I can say that I have had what I can only describe as the honor and privilege of experiencing an enriching and nurturing organizational culture unlike any other I have ever experienced. And this culture, which brings out the very best in people, is attributed to David Collins, who tirelessly practices and extends the core principles of Ubuntu in his individual and organizational development work. These principles serve as the foundational guiding principles for both MAUNI and INSIGHTS. And maybe let's take a moment to consider just how beneficial this could prove to be across the African continent, while the world bears witness to the current global economic nuclear fallout. Okay, folks, that's it for now. Lots of love.